What's going on, everybody? Hope everyone's having a wonderful day. It's Arneezy here, and today I'm going to be reviewing the Brook Wingman FGC2 that Brook Gaming has sent to me to try out and let people know my impressions of this. This works for PlayStation 5 and PC. Use basically any controller over 150 controllers that is supported. PS3 controllers, PS4, Xbox, etc., etc. So we're going to be digging in, play some games. I'm going to use this here to be plugging this into my PS5, and we're going to play some games, test them out for a little bit, and so let's get right into it, shall we? Alright, so first game I'm going to test out, Street Fighter 6. I am using the Hori Rap 4. This is a PS3, PS4. So this is a PS5 game. I'm using the FGC2 for it. So basically, it'll act like a PS5 controller. Once I plug it in, it'll definitely work. So as you can see my inputs here. Playing on classic. As you can see here, boom. So what's really great is that you could definitely just plug in, stick, controller, things like that, playing fighting games, and it'll work. A lot of controllers will definitely support the Brook converter. And what's great about the Brook converters is that they are tournament legal. So if you ever go to like an FGC tournament, like Combo Breaker, Evo, CEO, those types of places, or even at your locals, and they only have like PlayStation 5 or PC, you could definitely use, a controller that you have. So, for example, you could have, Hori Rap 4, that's not a PS5 stick, and plug it in, and you could definitely use it. It'll save you some money, because, like, if you play on different platforms, you don't have to buy so many different controllers, because they can be pretty expensive, so... things like that. So I haven't played SF6 in a while, so I am a little rusty. Things like that, but it's just a little test of what you can actually do. Things like that. So that's actually it was really handy to have a converter if you don't want to spend, controllers are expensive. $80, $70, $80 could cost more than the game itself. Leverless and sticks can cost between $150 and even more, depending on which brand you get, condition, things like that. So having a controller that you can be able to use on anything that you can play on definitely has its advantages. Alright, so now we're going to test out Tekken 8, and I'm playing on DualShock 3 PS3 controller. As you see, it works here. You can do the same thing. And you can see so you can use PS3 controller on this as well. The only thing that you can't really do, though, unfortunately, is since the PS3 controller does not have it, is a touchpad. But what's great is that you can actually there's a Brook program that you get on PC, where you can actually program your buttons to do what they're supposed to do. So you can select, I can select the select button to be the touchscreen if I need to. If I need to reset position while I'm in training mode, anything like that, it can be mimicked as the touchscreen. Or the touchpad. I don't know why I'm saying touchscreen for, but still, if you're like playing in tournament, you know, and you have a PS3 controller, it plays on PS5 or PC, definitely use it. You know, things like that. So that's really, and of course, you know, still use the pause. I can return to the main menu. You know, I can still move things, all over and things like that. So that's like I said, PS3 controller works. PS4 will definitely work. If you have an Xbox controller, it definitely will work. So that's definitely a good thing. I really appreciate Brook for making a product like this. It's actually really great, to be honest. All right, so the last game I want to take a look at, Skate on PS5. I'm using wired Xbox controller, so I am definitely using not a PlayStation controller. And you can see that with the, I usually have the trick controls in the middle there that usually show up, so that it gives me a guide of whatever tricks I am doing. I know I'm not doing so hot right now, I know, but this is just for testing purposes, so, you know, forgive me, everybody. But like I said earlier, just basically any controller that you could use on PS5 or PC. Oh, I'm getting some of my dailies done. How nice. How very convenient that I'm testing this game. I didn't deserve that, I know. But still, I'm playing on an Xbox controller on a PlayStation game. And so it's basically it's acting like a PlayStation controller, basically. It's saying I have a DualSense 5. So that's basically just the gist of it, of what I'm wanting to do. Just to show you all what you can actually do with a Brook FGC2, the Wingman FGC2. It's very great to have, especially if you're PS5. Some people don't like different, you know, the PlayStation controllers. Some people prefer Xbox. Some people prefer the older controllers. Some people prefer using an 8-bit DOE controller. 8-bit DOE. Wow. I can't pronounce things today, but that's okay, though. It happens. So basically, that's just definitely what I wanted to at least showcase a little bit. Just a few snippets here and there that you can. There are ways to use other controllers on a PlayStation 5 or PC. And that is basically what I wanted to show you all of what the Brook FGC2 could do, the Wingman FGC2. Like I said, what's great about it, it's in a nice little thumb drive size, and you can buy it off the Brook Gaming online store. You can also buy it off of different retailers, or if you're at events that have vendors that sell Brook converters. Paradise Arcade is usually at a lot of these in-person fighting game events, like Combo Breaker, CEO, things like that, and any other vendors that would sell them as well. So you can definitely, they're easily purchasable, I will say that. But just a really quick PSA though, every time you buy a Brook converter, always make sure that you update the firmware on them. So what I could just show to you, it does only work on Chrome right now, but they have different products that you can, depending on what you get. There's the Sniper 2, which is the converter for keyboards to keyboard and mouse. There's the boards itself for the fight sticks and leverless, things like that. Any kind of different adapters, things like that. So in my case, I have the Wingman. I have the Wingman FGC2 right here, and you can download it off of the web. Very simple. You follow the instructions down here. A nice little pop-up happens and things like that. Doesn't take that long to update its firmware, and that's definitely very important, especially for the fact that PlayStation has this thing where if you don't update your Brook converter, it will disconnect you after 8 minutes. So updating any kind of converters will definitely help out for PlayStation use. Anytime PlayStation releases a firmware, it's always best to update your converter. So once again, thank you very much to Brook Gaming for sending me the Wingman FGC2. I definitely am going to be using it during my streams that I stream on twitch.tv/arneasy619. You can follow me on my socials, Arneasy619 on Twitter, Blue Sky. I also have a TikTok as well at Arneasy619. So definitely check out some content that I have, things like that. And once again, thank you very much to Brook for sending me this. I'll see you all in the next video.